would like to start today's video on a very serious note. I'm putting on sun cream in April. It's 22 degrees and we are here on the Isle of Portland. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for a break in the weather, and now I just probably look a little bit ridiculous, but we're finally here and I'm so stoked to hit the coaster path. We're going to walk around the islands. This island is kind of an island, but actually not an island because it is joined to the mainland, but it stretches 4 miles long, nearly 2 miles across, and it's actually part of the Jurassic Coast UNESCO World Heritage Site, which stretches 94 miles across the coast. It's just insane, full of geology, full of amazing coastal landscapes, and I'm just so stoked to be here. So I'm going to finish getting ready and then we'll head onto the trail. So I'm parked at the New Ground car park just at the top of the island, and I'm now walking past a pretty decent looking ice cream hut. Might just have to grab one at the end. And I'm going to try and pick up the coastal path further along this road, which is a dead end and it fizzles into a path.
I parked for free at New Ground car park, an ideal place to start the walk, on the highest point of Fortune as well.
Today is definitely going to be a day of many distractions with the view, and this is our Havas Viewpoint. I've already come off the trail, but I'm looking out here over Portland. You've got the marina, you've got Chesil Beach stretching off there to the left, and Weymouth there on the right. So that's the little island thing we drove across to get here. Now Portland I've actually been to before. In fact, I think I've been here about 3 or 4 times now. Twice of which I've run around it doing a marathon and a half marathon, and the other times I have walked around it, but that was a good sort of like 6-7 years ago, and I just don't remember anything. And I've been so like pumped to come here because it's just such an incredible and unique place, from the culture to the history with all the quarrying and the mining of stone, and just the wartime efforts that went on here. There's just so much to see and to look at when you actually know what to see and to look at. And I'm actually holding a guided walk here on the 11th of August this year, and we're going to be doing the exact same route that I'm doing today. So do keep your eye out for all the key features that we're going to be exploring. There's so much to see, so much to do, and you know, the likelihood of it actually being sunny in August is quite high because it tends to be sunny here quite a lot, and that's why I'm stoked to be out. And the heat's not exactly my thing, but there is not a cloud in the sky, and today I am not going to complain. So let's find this coastal path and crack on with the walk. This is actually quite a cool plaque here. It says Defending Portland. So it shows some of the key things or key locations with regards to defence that are on the Isle of Portland, and you can actually see the shape here, which is quite cool. So we've got Portland Castle, which we're actually not going to be walking past because our route kind of starts roughly here, and this is where we are at High Angle Battery, which is the location where they kind of built and stored the bigger guns that they used during the wars. And then basically we're going to shimmy over to here, somehow we'll shimmy, to join the coastal path. We'll walk along the coast. Here is the Young Offenders Unit, which we'll wave to and carry on by. And then we've got Rufus Castle, which was built in 1450, so I'm quite excited to check that out. And then we're going to march on down here past various quarries, some of which are disused, some are actually going to be in use, and it is a weekday, so I'm hoping we can see them being used and have a discussion about quarrying. And then we'll shimmy down to here. Lots of shimmying today. And this is Portland Bill, the most southerly point in Dorset, and we're going to be able to check out the lighthouses there. You've got 3 lighthouses at Portland Bill, which we'll check out, one of which is actually, I think it's just the one, is in use, and there's the kind of very iconic view of the red and white lighthouse right on the edge. And then back to the map, we will continue along here. This is a nice easy stretch, nice and flat, kind of grassy fields. I expect we'll be quite exposed to the wind because it's a southwesterly wind. And then we'll go past Blacknorth Fort, which was built in 1902, so used during the World Wars. And then we'll walk back along here and make our way back to the car, which is around here at New Ground car park. The tunnel behind this notice leads to Verney Citadel. I probably said that completely wrong. Now a medium security prison for 575 men. Built by convicts from Portland Prison between 1860 and 1872. And it was a 50-acre fortress for 1,000 troops with gun placements facing seawards on 3 sides. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm just standing at the south gate of a prison. as you do.
The prison was converted into an immigration removal centre in March 2014, but reopened as a prison in 2018. It's in an ideal location, built on the highest part of the island and surrounded by high cliffs and a moat.
Oh look, goats! I was not expecting that. Hi! How are you doing? Oh, big stretch. What's up, little goat? Fancy's Family Farm. Free entry on donation. That's quite cool. So I'm not actually sure if I'm supposed to be here, but I'm here. You can probably hear a fair amount of machinery behind me, and you would be correct in thinking that I am stood in front of a quarry. So let me just show you. You can see behind me then, we've got a Portland stone quarry. So the stone has certainly been quarried here since at least the Roman times. I mean, there's evidence of settlement on Portland itself since the Mesolithic period. But we can see that quarrying is still very much going on. And the stone, most notably, has been used right across the UK in some pretty serious architecture. You've got St Paul's Cathedral. It's also in the UN national headquarters or something like that. But, you know, this is limestone stone. This is part of the Jurassic Coast UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we have this going on. And that's a sentence that just doesn't seem to compute in my mind. But clearly it does make sense. But, you know, just standing here watching the operations go on has kind of just kindled a small fire of passion within me, just to really encourage you guys who are watching this video, and then you guys to encourage the people around you to just take a step back occasionally and think about the impact that our lifestyle choices have on the world around us. You know, this camera that I'm filming with now, from the clothes I'm wearing to the food I've got in my bag to the water that I'm drinking, everything has had to come from somewhere, and in some way has impacted the environment. You know, the energy and the fuel and the transport and the time that has gone into getting something from A to B, or even piecing it together. So you've got A, B, the construction bit, and then the C, getting it to me, the consumer. What I don't want to do is just develop a disposable lifestyle. I want to be aware of the things that I have. I want to be aware of the places that they come from and the impact that those choices have on the world around me. Because I know I look a bit small compared to this quarry, but there's a lot of me about. In fact, there's 7 billion of us, and every single one of us matter, and every single choice that we make matters. So I just really want to encourage you in as positive a way as I possibly can to just be aware of the things that you choose, the lifestyle that you choose. Could you walk rather than drive for a little journey? You know, could you take up cycling? Could you not watch TV for an hour a night and read, or do something instead? Turning lights off, just making sure we're being conserving with our water use. They're all little things, and personally I really do believe they matter, and I know that there's people out there that would argue they don't, but I believe they do accumulatively. And I also believe it makes us better people if we're actually thinking about how the choices we make impact the planet around us, and we're not just thinking that the planet revolves around me, but that I'm actually privileged to be able to be here, and I want to show that I'm thankful every single day through every single action and choice that I make.
Portland Stone lies under Top Hill, the gently sloping land that makes up the northern end of Portland. The limestone rock formed during the Tithonian stage of the Jurassic period in a marine environment, and often boasts fossils and shell fragments such as this ammonite.
Come here, beautiful. Hello, gorgeous. Can you smell my doggies? Cool. What would you say your favourite thing is about living on Portland?
Beautiful. I've been all around West Indies, Caribbean,
Yeah.
South America,
Doing a bit of travelling.
all around the Mediterranean as well. Yeah, up north as well. So it's St Clair's College, Cambridge, went, you know, back to Central Library, Bradford, Leeds, Sheffield, man, all that Aberdeen, out of all them places.
Yeah.
I think Portland's most beautiful.
Oh, fantastic.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Real good spot. I really love having the opportunity to kind of bump into people that live in the areas where I spend time walking, and just find out their perspective on where they live, and finding out about how passionate they are in the places where they've been born and grown up. And I just find it really enthuses me, and I admire that. You know, this chap was just saying he's travelled all over the world, and he always comes back here because this is his home, it's where he belongs. And I think it's very important for us as individuals to feel like we have a place of belonging, not just with the people around us, but the landscape around us as well. Oh my word. Look at that view. It's quite hazy today, but you can see the port there with definitely what's clearly a military boat of some form or another. You can see the quarrying going on in the foreground, but that are just, oh gosh, the cliffs just stretching off as far as the eye can see, all the way along the Jurassic coast. That is just incredible. And what a beautiful, beautiful day to be here. It is so calm. God, words, where are the words? Wow. The first convicts arrived on the island in 1848 and had to build their own cells. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Wow. And now it's the Young Offenders Institute, and actually that's that building that we can see over there. And this might be quite a good opportunity, since I'm looking at the church, to talk about the church. And I've been told that that church is actually the only church in the UK to have been built by prisoners, by inmates. And I've got to admit, it actually looks quite impressive, but obviously it's not open for the public to check out, but we'll see if we can get a closer view in a minute. Am I allowed down there? I want to go down there. Can I go down there? Is that allowed? Private road? No. Okay, fine. I really don't know if I'm allowed down here, but once a filmmaker, always a filmmaker. I've got to get you guys a shot of that church. Big CCTV warning signs. Security dog handlers operate in this area. Okay, what are you doing, Abbie? I don't know. On I go. Oh look, there's houses. Oh no, it is open. Oh my life. Aw, that's a shame. I thought I was doing like undercover work, but I can get to the church. That's a shame. Should have just like crawled through some barbed wire and staged it all, but never mind. Let's go have a look at this church. Completely the wrong way from the path that we need, but that is fine.
St Peter's Church was built during 1870 and 1872, initially to serve the surrounding Grove village that formed around the HM Portland prison. In 1988, however, it ceased to be used and is now redundant, although in 1978 it did become a Grade 2 listed building.
Okay, onwards. Let's rejoin the coastal path. Let's walk past the prison. Try not to get distracted. Bee! Oh, I'm being distracted. Look at the little bee. Red-tailed bumblebee. Hey, beautiful. You alright? Oh, don't sting me. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay, have fun. What was I saying before I got distracted? I think I was saying I won't be distracted, but there we go. That is a lot of barbed wire. Actually makes me feel quite nauseous, if I'm honest. Hello, you having fun in the sun? How are we doing, alright? This is genuinely confusing my mind. I mean, to my right there's a high security prison with masses of barbed wire and fences that are far, far taller than I am. And then to my left there's the most gorgeous scenery available. It's just such a contrast, and it's not something you see very often. Okie dokie, here we are. This is the turn off, coastal path, down this way. Oh, that sign. It's my favourite sign on the whole earth. National Trails. If you don't know what a national trail is, check it out. There's 15 in the UK at the moment. They're long distance trails designated for people to head out and explore. They pass through some of the most impressive archaeological, geological, geographical discoveries. They vary in length. You've got to check them out. Oh, that was a big step. Obviously we've not got the leaves on the trees yet, so we're just treated with these views all the way. That's never going to get old. I'm going to be completely honest. Getting to do this walk today was actually a real push. I just mentally was not in the right place, and I just I'm quite amazed to actually be here right now doing this walk. It's just, you know, not feeling able to mentally, physically, just feeling super drained because I'm just tired. I've been pushing with everything else I've been doing, but actually now being out here, breathing in the sunshine with these views, all the things to look at, all the people to talk to, have our very standard English banter about the weather, has really lifted my spirits, albeit subtly, but it's enough for me to notice the difference and to appreciate that this is exactly why I come out here and I do this, and why I make these videos, because I'm passionate to the absolute core of who I am about communicating how getting outside can help people with mental and physical illnesses. It just can help people regain that perspective of who they are in the world that they live in. And there's so much to inspire, there's so much to just take your breath away, the beauty. I mean, mankind's poetry and artwork is nothing compared to the pure wonder that nature gives us year after year after year, season after season. In fact, even day after day, as the weather changes, everything adapts and molds and is so dynamic. And just coming out here is such a breath of fresh air. It's so refreshing. And I really hope I can do this walk justice today and show you just how wonderful this area is to get out and explore. We've got the cliffs well and truly towering above us now, giving a sense of scale to this place, just how big it actually is. And I'm keeping my eye out and my ears open for the sound of peregrine falcons, which often nest along these ridges here, so we'll see what we can see. Ow, oh, ow. Yeah. Ow. Oh. Let's get through this shrubbage.
The sentry post was constructed for the British anti-invasion preparation during the 1940s, at a time when the German invasion plan, Operation Sea Lion, was considered a major threat. Approximately 28,000 were built across the UK, but only 6,500 remain today.
Oh, I want to see the seal. Or is he just bobbing up and down?
Yeah.
What's that? It's probably a bird, isn't it?
Well, over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a lobster pot.
Oh, is it? Sweet.
Yeah.
Seals? I want to see a seal. Ah, summer is coming, folks. This is just a little bit exciting. I'm just kind of looking down here at this sporadic array of boulders, and I'm going to see if I can make my way down. There's a little track there, and then just weave along to get to that pillbox, and then I should really be able to just follow it around. I mean, the thing is, this is the wilder part of the walk, but I believe between Portland and Weymouth, you know, there's nearly 13,000 people living here, let alone the people that come and visit on a glorious day like today. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get lost. I've got a map just in case. Let's go for an adventure into this rocky area of death. Ooh. Oh, it goes down to the beach. Oh my gosh, this island gets more exciting every minute. A few claws of a crab that's been emaciated somewhere. The rest is gone. Not about shelter, and along the rock there's all these remains of where limpets have been, and this limestone rock all gnarled away by the weather as well. Gosh, that's quite cool. What is that? Oh, it's a really old and rusty 2p coin. Gosh, I'm really finding the small things today. I'm just loving this blossom, and even though I haven't seen anybody for a while, the trail's just alive with butterflies of all kind. I mean, I've seen red amarils and orange tips, and there's bumblebees of all different kinds. Again, orange-tailed bumblebees and just a kind of classic bumblebee. It really is quite literally buzzing, but it's just so wonderful. The last 2 days of sunshine that we've had, everywhere's just come to life, and I want to make sure I'm keeping up with it all. So basically, by coming down onto this more remote trail, we've come off the main coastal path, which is just such an obvious and clear path, and what we're moving towards now is Church Oak Cove. Oh yes, now we're talking. Look at that. Wow.
It seemed to me that if nature didn't need to rush, then nor did I, so I took my time, stopping often to soak up the sun and gaze into the far-reaching horizon. There was so much beauty all around me, I knew I was walking through a precious glimpse of heaven on earth. It's believed that Church Oak Cove was the location for the first recorded Viking attack on the British Isles in 789 AD. The exposed location was later defended by Rufus Castle, which was built on the cliff tops overlooking the beach.
Lizard, lizard, lizard. Can you see him moving? That's a common lizard. I've just started him by accident. There he goes, there he goes. Oh wow. Oh, this heat. I've been refraining from complaining, but well, that sounds like it should be a song. The heat is hot, believe it or not. Oh, look, I'm rhyming and I didn't even mean to. Oh, look at this hill here. Here we are then. We are on the road, which we follow until we come off the road. Oh, that was a nice hill. Just see Coomfield Quarry. We're not allowed in there, but there's the sign. Blasting operations may take place from 7:30 AM to 4:30 PM, Monday to Saturday. Whilst the siren is sounding, do not proceed. Ooh. Just casually walk down the middle of the road. This is illegal in some countries, so I thought I'd make the most of it. Anyway, we're actually going this way. Coastal path, here we come. Okay, I just want to give those of you who are squeamish a little bit of a heads up, because we're going to look at something that might just set you off. But check it out.
This odd phenomenon is caused by a variety of moth larvae, which spin copious amounts of webbing to act as protection, although it can often cover the entire bush.
Okay, that'll do with that. Let's go.
It was amazing to see the millions of years of strata layers captured in the limestone rock around me, often with veins of quartz running through.
The landscape I'm walking through right now is really quite bizarre. It's very chaotic in a sense that there's just rocks thrown about everywhere as though they're little lumps of paper and weigh nothing. And we've got these giant like slag heaps here, and basically that's because all of this is the remains of quarrying. I'm walking through disused quarry after disused quarry, and for some particular reason all of the stone was not needed, or certainly not at the moment. But it's just a really weird landscape to be walking through, and I'm quite thankful actually the weather's good, because it could be quite treacherous underfoot, falling over boulders and things. You'd think you'd see them, but everything's kind of the same shade of grey.
Historically, Portland stone was obtained from the cliff edge using techniques unique to Portland, making the dormant and abandoned quarries significant sites of industrial archaeology. Examples of the lifting equipment used can be found all around the coastal path.
I can't quite believe all of the little things we're finding today. I just found this really cool little shiny shell stuffed away in the sand. It's beautiful. Walking along this nice, flat, easy stretch now to Portlandville. I can see the iconic red and white lighthouse. I can see the other higher lighthouse. I can see the observatory, which they watch for migrant birds, which will pretty soon be coming in actually. I mean, not today, but the next few weeks.
Walking along this flat stretch builds anticipation as the Portlandville Lighthouse gets ever closer. Nearby the lighthouse is a cafe, which makes a great spot to stop for a drink and food if needed.
Standing in the shade of Portlandville Lighthouse, very iconic with its red and white, and I don't think I realised it was quite that big. But it was refurbished in 1996 and is now kind of computer operated, although you can take tours in and go and check it out. I've not got time for that today, but it's a pretty impressive structure, and it's just wonderful how it's all about saving lives as well. It's round the corner then, and here we are. There itself is Portlandville. Got to touch the rock, it's tradition. Boom, and we made it to Portlandville.
As the southernmost point of Dorset, the bill has acted as an important waypoint for coastal traffic since the Roman times, when beacon fires were lit to warn passing ships of the shallow reefs and sharp rock faces. There have been countless shipwrecked vessels over the centuries. The Trinity House marker was also built to warn ships off the coast of Portlandville.
That big lump of rock right there, that's Pulpit Rock, which is famous throughout the land as being a rock. I actually don't know that much about it, but it's marked on the map, so it must be significant. It's like a mini canyon. We're going to press on now along the western side of Portland, and I'm expecting it's going to be a little bit windier just because of the southwesterlies, but no less glorious, I'm sure. This should be a nice, flat, easy walking, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
The stretch along the western side of Portland is flat, grassy, and open to the elements. On a misty day, the area would appear featureless, except for the industrial site and a few scattered buildings. Yet, on a clear day, the views easily entertain.
Looking down now over Chesil Beach and Portland Harbour. Wow, spectacular in this light, even though it's quite hazy. Chesil Beach just stretching out as far as the eye can see. That's just magnificent. Coastal path closed. Now I'm a bit naughty when it comes to this kind of thing. I quite like to investigate why it's closed, so we got time. Let's go and have a look, see what's going on with the path. Aha! This might just be why the coastal path was closed then. Oops, I'm not going that way. They've had a serious slump going on there. Gosh, look at that. That is ready to fall. Back on the coastal path diversion. Let's keep making progress. Gosh, that's a bit disturbing. This hand. High five. Wow. What is this? Ooh. Ooh. It's a new form of entertainment. Stuff iPads when you can rock roll. It's quite noisy. It's very chalky. It's chalky chalk. Oh, very shouldn't have done that. Oh, look at this royal seat. This is cool. Oh. Oh. Got a little rabbit here. Oh. And then you got a dragon head. Coolest of them all. Got a mammoth. Oh, that's gorgeous. I like that one. That might be my favourite so far. I found a rock with a hole in it. Ta-da! Oh look! It's my hat! Look! That's brilliant! Look. Oh. This has got to be one of the coolest ones. Check out the octopus. He's looked pretty mean. He means business. Just tucked away in this little spiral here. That's quite impressive. Awesome. And now back out of the spiral. Just kind of wandering aimlessly through this disused quarry now, checking stuff out, but also like, where am I now? What have we got here then? Oh, stone carving, fabulous. So it's a workshop and people make the things. Brilliant. So the coastal path then carries on along down there, and then you can work all the way along and walk along the beach, or certainly the road that takes you to Weymouth, and then you can carry on either way on the coastal path. But what we're going to do is leave the coastal path, so farewell for today, my friend, and continue along this way. And we're aiming for that pillar. It's very busy. Oh, we got space, let's go. Woo! And that is how you cross a road. The spirit of Portland. And it's got the farming community here with the fishermen depicted alongside the quarrying of the stone, clearly doing some kind of sculpture there. It's just neat. And the outlook really is not half bad. It's just a shame about the road. Here we go. The Millennium Gardens with the famous Olympic rings.
On July 6, 2005, London was announced as the host city for the 2012 Summer Olympics. As part of the bid, the newly constructed Weymouth and Portland National Sailing Academy was to host the sailing events for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. The Olympic ring statue was rightly built out of Portland stone and displayed in Weymouth during the Games, and then relocated to Portland once the Games were over.
And just like that, we are back at the car. I'm feeling very warm. My car is equally as warm, so I'm probably just going to take my boots off and air my feet out for a little bit, enjoy the breeze that is somewhere. Hopefully I can find a breeze. And just reflect on all of the positives that today revealed. It's just been such a lovely day. The scenery's been wonderful, the wildlife has been fantastic, and just all of the little nooks and crannies, the finds on today's journey has just been fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you for following along. It's been a pleasure to share it with you, and until next time guys, enjoy your adventures and stay wild.